Hey, everybody, welcome to the Hub. This evening, we have some great guests from an organization that I love so dearly. It's One Powerhouse. They do some great work in the community in the Atlanta metropolitan area. And this evening, we have Miss Camino Avila.
Yes, hi. How are you?
And I'm doing well. How are you doing? And
Good.
also Miss Jasmine Battle.
Hi.
How is everybody doing this afternoon?
I'm
Great.
doing well.
Good, good. Thank you guys for giving us the opportunity to get to know you and the organization that you're a part of. Jasmine, if you will, I understand that you're one of the founders' personal assistant. So, if you could please introduce yourself and what you do, and give us a good foundation of the background of One Powerhouse, and what your mission is.
Okay. So I am Jasmine. I have only been Demi's personal assistant officially for a couple of months now, but then I do have the pleasure of Demi is also my cousin. So I have literally like seen this from the ground up. Um, she has always, literally always like had the biggest heart ever. Like we originally are from North Carolina, so Demi moved to Georgia a good little while before us. But I've been here about 4 years now, so that's about the length of time that I've been able to like see everything firsthand. Initially, I'm not gonna lie, like that was her calling. I was okay being in like corporate America. I was supporting from the sidelines,
Mhm.
but she came to me one day and she's like, I would love to, bring my family into my business. And it was basically like, how do you feel about being my personal assistant? And I was like, you do a lot. If you speak to Demi, Demi has
Yes,
literally like 100 things going on in her head at once. So I
exactly.
was like, I'll give it a try. Like I'll definitely be willing to see how it goes.
Right.
But we literally I dived in head first. Like she didn't even give me like a trial period. Like so for like the first month or so, I was with her like almost every day, like going out in the field with her, seeing the behind the scenes stuff with her, like hopping on phone calls. And when I say her spectrum of like what she does is just so broad, like I don't think it's really a task that you can give her that she'll turn down. Like it's really hard to consolidate one powerhouse into like just one organization because she's literally like superwoman. Like she does it all.
Yes, she is. She is. She is. And Miss Camino, tell us what you do. I know what you do. You're the director of public relations and also the director of the Latino division of One Powerhouse. So, tell us exactly what it is that you do for the organization.
So right now, March actually marks my 1 year anniversary with One
Yeah,
Powerhouse. So
congratulations.
yeah, I'm very happy about that. And actually, my husband and I run the Latino division. So we focus on the demographic where we can cater to just different ethnicities within the Latino um, demographic.
Hmm.
And our main point is to go out there and also bridge the gaps between the people in our community and law enforcement because we do work with law enforcement a lot to be able to go out and do the feedings, the donations that we have, all of the in kind donations that we get to our location. We are able to go and distribute every week, every Tuesday. So that's the main thing that we do every single week consistently. We're able to feed, many families and individuals that way with the partnerships that we have with Walmart and Amazon. We're able to distribute a lot of new household items to all the people in the community. But
Hmm.
for our division, since we speak Spanish and we can translate and we can cater to the families, we can do family consulting and work also with the youth in the family. So that's very important to, the a major part that we do. And then the public relations, of course, is just being able to partner with other great nonprofits that are doing a lot of work that also may go unnoticed because we've learned about many nonprofits and agencies that we've never heard of before,
Hmm.
and they're also doing a lot of great work in the community. So that's also another main thing that I do is making sure we connect with nonprofits, agencies, churches, whoever wants to just put the work in the community.
That's great. You kind of led me into what my next question was going to be, which is the overall mission of One Powerhouse and the areas in which that you're focused on. Because if someone were to go to your website, which you have scrolling at the bottom of the screen here, I'd like to tap into exactly the services that are. We don't have to drill into all of them right now because we can come back and revisit it in another episode.
Okay.
Just some of the services that you offer outside of feeding, because we know that is the primary piece of it, is to make sure we all have sustenance to go through our day. But also, what's some other things that we're doing in the community with One Powerhouse that is making a great change?
So I know that the main one of the main pieces for One Powerhouse when it started off was working with the youth.
Hmm.
So as that has gone on over the last few years, now our main focus is doing the family consulting. So once we realize and know of certain cases that go on in our own communities, we can reach out and not only work with the youth, but also the family. So offering that family consulting and being able to walk families or certain people just through certain steps with our action plan where One Powerhouse kind of holds their hand through a certain situation,
Okay.
and we're able to go in and just see, like Jasmine said, different things behind the scenes. Sometimes it may be more of a domestic violence case, or it may be house fire victims. So we're able to do different things in the community where we step in and we're able to tell a family, okay, we're going to be here every step of the way until you complete these steps and you feel like you're back on your feet, which is, I feel, is important.
It is because you're basically taking a bad situation from the starting point at A to the completion at Z,
Yes.
to a better situation,
Right.
regardless of what the situation is. Because like you said, it could range from a fire victim to domestic violence to uh, someone that's been a victim of child pornography.
Right.
It ranges so much. There's such a vast range of things that can go wrong in somebody's life. So it's
Mm-hmm.
great to hear about that. So Jasmine, since you have a personal and a family relationship with Demi and Jason, um, what is I know Demi always runs on 10, so there's never a completion point for her. That I know personally. Um, but as One Powerhouse, I hate to say an end goal, but what is exactly that One Powerhouse focuses on, that when you encapsulate everything that you guys do, what is the ultimate goal of One Powerhouse?
Kind of to piggyback off of what Camino said, I really think that One Powerhouse was like designed literally based off of like Demi's heart. So again, it's kind of hard to like capsulate it into like one overall goal. But if I had to, I would say, like she said, kind of to just take somebody's situation and do everything that you can to try to make it a better situation for them. I think that's literally like the probably the easiest way it is to put it, because like she said, because it ranges so broadly, like it could be something so drastic to something so small, like someone calling because they don't have heat, to someone calling because like they lost everything. Like
Right.
I literally think it's just taking a bad situation and trying to get it to a better place, doing what we can to get them, like you said, from point A to point Z.
Hmm.
I
Okay.
don't think it would have like a specific end goal. I like I said, I kind of have got my feet wet in a lot of different areas. I am in
Mhm.
the process now of taking over the Gwinnett division. because
Okay.
One Powerhouse is based out of the cab. So
Hmm.
like I literally have witnessed like I said, problems from the smallest problems to like a building with like I think 26 families that came home from work or school to nothing. Like I've kind of witnessed um a little aspect of like everything. So I don't think you can really like place like a overall mission on it other than to say trying to put people in better situations. We have been so blessed. Demi, like I said, she's my cousin, so I have been there. She's been there like my entire life, like, and we have been so blessed. Like I can't even begin to put it into words. So I think she just kind of wants to the same blessings that we had growing up from kids to adulthood. I think she just wants to be that person for other people.
I can second that. From the time that I met her back around 2009, that's
Mm-hmm.
just always been. And we met at a, I think if I can recall correctly, I think we met at a charity event where my wife and I helped her prepare some food for a bunch of kids.
Mm-hmm.
So she's always been that way.
Yep.
Um, so I ask you, some things about. Okay, it's so vast and there's so much that you can talk about it and put your finger over one powerhouse. It's kind of hard to pinpoint some things, but you have some specific services that you offer. I see that there's a fitness program. Um, there's also a music studio at the facility.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what other services at the facility do you offer besides those two things?
We're in the process of starting a gyms to gents program, which
Okay.
is kind of like a big brother, big sister program to
Mhm.
focus more like on our youth.
Okay.
Um, we are in the process of starting like a business that kind of focuses on like giving youth like outlets. So learning stuff like remodeling or like some type of trade that they could possibly use once they graduate or get a little older. Camino actually would probably be better at
Well, come on,
explaining
you
some
know.
more of this stuff.
Well,
Yeah,
tell
the
us the
studio.
most, please.
Um, the studio is set up basically for we can have mentorship classes there. The
Okay.
gems gents where young boys that are now going into manhood would present, dress the part and speaking the part,
Hmm.
just being able to mentor them through that and using the studio as a therapy through the arts type of program.
Gotcha.
So that's one really a major one because now as we're also starting to work with some schools in Gwinnett County and also possibly in DeKalb County, we're going to be able to touch, the younger people that need that type of support and type of programs because if you look around there's not many programs or outlets like Jasmine said. So that's the major one that we're working on right now.
That is wonderful because that's one of the things that we noticed. I'm a little older than you guys, but you know, things like shop, and that we had as electives in high school, they're gone now.
Mhm.
Even a lot of the music classes, there's nothing that our youth, especially as people of color, we're not taught any other trades other than go to school, try to get a degree, and get a job. But that's not for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Everybody's not going to be a doctor. Everybody's not going to be a teacher. Everybody's not going to be a politician. Everybody's not going to be an executive at a business. Some people are going to build houses. Some people are
Mhm.
going to learn how to wire things. Some people are going to learn how to fix cars.
Yeah.
And so it's important, and I'm glad to hear that you guys are doing that up there because it's definitely needed in a lot of other communities too. So I hope a lot of other organizations will mirror or try to partner with you guys to try to expand, exactly what you're doing um, with one powerhouse. So I
Yeah.
looked at another one of the other things that you guys are doing that I'm really interested in is the Teen Up program. Could you talk about that for a second, please?
The teen up program. I'm thinking. we're gonna lean more towards a podcast,
Okay,
and use a studio for that.
gotcha.
It'll kind of be like a spin-off of the Gems and Gents, because we
Okay,
want to incorporate, since we've been working so much with the families now, where we're trying to find the roots of the issues of what's going on with the youth.
right.
We want to go back to focusing a lot more on the youth again in the studio. So I'm thinking, that that'll be more of the podcast part, to allow teens maybe to come in and speak on things going on in society, and just on current events, and just allowing the teen up show or podcast to be involved in the studio as well. But we're working on all the details for that. So
Hmm.
for that, we'll just see how we can best incorporate everything into one, so it could, flow smoothly and allow a variety and like a diversity of young people to come in and be a part of it.
Gotcha. You guys are doing so much for the community up there. So I know that you feed people on Tuesday. What is the locations that you guys are assisting the community with their food?
It varies. So since we work with DeKalb County and Gwinnett County Police, we normally we look at it a week before. We have a set location that we mainly go to,
Hmm.
in Lithonia.
Okay.
It's Tri Cities. It's right there where a funeral home is. So we set up there a lot. And the mayor of Lithonia knows. So, people have known now, and that's kind of our base. But because we've expanded and we work with Gwinnett now as well, we go over there. And what they do is also look for specific communities where we can cater to new and different demographics. We've gone all over DeKalb County and Gwinnett County. So we're able to go and locate maybe a specific apartment complex where
Okay.
we can go and set up by the office and just be able to give out a bunch of food and merchandise, and sometimes even fun days where maybe like for Easter last year we did a big fun day, and we just kind of did a cookout and allowed the families to come out and bring their kids and just that type of thing. So we're able to do a lot with the feeding.
Wow. I'm just imagining the undertaking of what all that encompasses. Um, so Jasmine, would you give us an idea of what the day-to-day operation is at
Um,
Powerhouse?
as far as like what I do, because like I said, it is mainly based out of the cab. So I handle a lot of like the stuff that they have going on in Gwinnett because that's where I live at.
Okay.
So my day to day usually, I wake up and kind of give Demi like a briefing on what she has planned for the day, which is usually a lot. And then I kind of base my day and kind of get in where I can fit in with what's going on in her day. But one of the biggest things that I'm working on now, as far as what I'm doing in Gwinnett, is I handle their intakes. So, say we get like a referral from Gwinnett PD or like another nonprofit where this family, the needs that they have are needs that we provide. I initially reach out to the family. I set up a time to go and meet with them, kind of assess their needs, assess like how many people are in the household, what
Mhm.
things are they in need of, whether it be clothes or food. Some families say they're without power or heat or something like that. I kind of go assess their needs and then I take it back to our team and we kind of group and see how we can help them from there. That's kind of the biggest thing that I've been doing since I've been Demi's assistant. And it's
Mhm.
crazy because to be frankly as blunt as possible, that is the furthest thing from my calling. But it's like since I've been doing it, I love it. Like I fell in love with it. Like seeing these families and how appreciative people can be over things that a lot of people take for
Take for
granted.
granted. Right.
Yeah, like seeing that and witnessing that is it's just amazing. Like Demi came to me probably like 2 weeks ago and she's like, I want you to do this full time now. And I'm like, let's do it. Like I genuinely love what I do.
So it's changed your perspective on a lot of things as
It
well.
has. It will make you like so appreciative of things that you like. I've been blessed to where like my basic needs I have been fortunate enough to never have to go without, but like to see how, like I said, appreciative these people are of these things, like it will literally like change your whole entire outlook on life. Like it's amazing.
Yeah, it is. And Camino, I can imagine the effect is probably the same as it relates to the Latino community too. I mean, not to separate the two, but I know you're more directly involved. But I can imagine that it's the same feeling.
Yes. So because my husband and I come from, you know, families that have immigrated here,
Hmm.
we can directly relate to a lot of issues that these families go through. Of course, not everything. Like Jasmine said, I'm grateful for a lot of the things that I haven't had to face.
Hmm.
But that's what makes it so special for us to run this division, because when we go out there and see and get to just go into a home and see exactly what they're going through and what they're hoping for,
Hmm.
we're able to step in and give them even more hope. And we know how it feels for certain things. We run across a lot of from a lot of immigrant families, so the issues they may be facing are nothing like what maybe American citizen families may be facing.
Hmm.
And it can get so complex. So just a simple fix that maybe a family here in the US can just call it, you can just call the office or call a government agency and just fix. It takes so many more steps to then help an immigrant family. Doesn't matter if they're Latino or not. They could be Asian, they could be um Islander, it doesn't matter. Yeah. And so just seeing even one step being completed, just like how we've gone through it, and it changes our whole um way of how we think. Like, wow, we were able to accomplish this step. This gives us so much more hope for maybe this other step to be completed, or being able to push and guide the kids of these immigrant families to do the things that they can do in this country to make a difference.
Right.
And it'll just start from something so simple as like going in their home and doing an intake,
Hmm.
asking them what's going on, being able to give them maybe new household items, things that just are a luxury that maybe they haven't received before. And from there, it just keeps going. So that's been our experience and what we've seen in that field.
Wow. I can imagine, some of the things that you've probably well, not probably, I'm pretty sure you've seen some pretty bad and dire situations,
Hmm.
um, being involved with one powerhouse. And like you said, just defining the solution to somebody's problem is a great thing, and it's a great feeling to be able to provide that. Um, what other things that does one powerhouse have coming up here in the near future that we can talk about? Any other projects, events that
Yes, the gala. We have a gala coming up April the 3rd. So that's a formal black tie event. This will be our first year hosting that. And we hope to, be able to host that every year. Last year it got pushed back because of the COVID um, scares again. We were kind of just holding off and hoping that, everything wasn't closed again.
right?
But we're excited to do that right now, what, in a month? So we'll have that going on. And of course, we welcome guests or just, whoever wants to join. It is a black tie formal event. Um, we have our tickets. And so those contributions would go towards one powerhouse and everything we're doing, because as we're expanding and growing, we're seeing that as we give to the needs in the community, we're going to also need help.
Right.
And so we have to be able to cover certain things. Like Jasmine said, sometimes we get calls that are not related to food or household items that we have. It's more, directly related to funds, families that have gone through financial hardships,
Hmm.
especially after a pandemic.
Right.
So something like this gala is going to be able to help us have the contributions to where we have a little pool of funds and be able to gift a family maybe um, a certain amount of families for maybe different parts of the year to say, you know what, it's okay. You just lost your whole home. We're gonna place you in a hotel. We're gonna, take care of the maybe the deposit for a new home, things like that that we want to be able to do next.
Gotcha. And they can find that information at the website.
Yes, we should have that on the website. We have it through Eventbrite if
Okay.
people want to be a guest and want to come. Because we'll also be awarding the people that have worked with us. So it's also to recognize the people that are, not seen sometimes doing the work in the community. But
Hmm.
yes, it should be on the website. And we're also going to update and put it on the main page too in the next few days.
And I know it's kind of running short, but is there still any opportunities for from someone watching this may want to be a sponsor?
Sure, we have our donation page on our website,
Okay.
theonehouse.org. You're able to go in and go to the link. I think it says make a donation. And so we have, you know, it never has to be a certain amount. We never ask people to commit to something they're uncomfortable with. Um, you can just go in if it's a one time contribution or if you want to, subscribe to monthly, it doesn't matter. Because we just have the different programs and we always welcome the questions if people want to know what it's going towards
Hmm.
or if they want to put it towards a specific cause or if they know of a certain family because we've been on the news too a few times or we've done videos like lives or different things where people can see what we're doing on certain days. And if someone calls and says, hey, I want to help that one family, well, then we respect that and we would put that towards what you want to, sponsor.
Okay, that's great because I know that's probably an issue for a lot of people that they want to donate, but they want to specifically point to where their donations to where they want them to go. So
Right.
that's pretty understandable. Um, Thank you guys so much
Yeah.
for
Thank you.
coming on and sharing the information with us. Um, I have the like I said the onepowerhouse.org scrolling at the bottom of the screen for the website. Is there anything that you guys would like to leave with the audience as it relates to One Powerhouse? And obviously, financial donations are always the number one thing that you guys need.
Right.
Um, but is there anything else? Is there a drop off location for clothes or for household items or things of that nature too that people that may want to donate to or send something to? Um, is there? I know the location, but please share with the people.
Yeah, we're located on Miller Road. We welcome you to just come out and visit sometime. We also welcome new volunteers. We're looking for more volunteers, men and women, youth, it doesn't matter. We welcome anybody. So you can come out to 3030 Miller Road. We're there primarily Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays throughout the week. And we're also working on, just seeing if we're going to be there every day at that specific location. But those are the main days for now. And I think the email that mainly you can email is the info at onepowerhouse.org.
Okay, let me change this then.
And for donations, we always do welcome furniture pieces because again we come across certain situations where people have to be um, they're misplaced from where they were, so that's something that comes up a lot is furniture stuff like that people just made.
Appliances are getting really big now too.
Mm-hmm.
And
Appliance.
what is the email address again? I'm sorry.
It's info at onepowerhouse.org, and I think it's the number one.
Yeah, that's what I was about to tell people. Make sure that you put in the number one and not the word one,
Mm-hmm.
because there is a difference, and it will not go to where it's supposed to go.
Yeah. So um, we could look at your email, and if again we're looking for volunteers that just want to come on board and help us out to help the community.
Great, 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 great. Thank you guys again for coming in, for coming on, and letting us know exactly what One Powerhouse does in the communities that you're doing it in, and how it's growing. So thank you again. And until next time, make sure you tell Demi and Jason and my love and everybody I said hello. And I look forward to seeing y'all again soon. Y'all have a good one. All right.
Okay.
You too. Thank you for having us.
You're quite welcome.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
All right, folks. This brings another end to an episode of of the Hub with Randy Milner. We're gonna get at you in a few days with another episode. Thank you again for tuning in, and we'll catch you on the backside. Bye bye.